Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make this simple kimono dress. I want to thank all our viewers and our subscribers. Thank you very much. Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you. For this dress, I've already folded my front fabric into two and my back into two. I'll be cutting the front and the back together. To know how much fabric you have to put on fold, you either measure from the nape of your neck, from the back, center back of your neck to your sleeve, to your arm, wherever you want the sleeve to stop, or you mark your shoulder, half of your shoulder measurement plus the sleeve length you want. That's what you'll be putting on fold. For this dress, I'm using the half of my shoulder measurement is 8 inches and I'm using a sleeve length of 8 inches. That is 16 inches plus 1 inch hemming allowance. So I have about 17 inches on fold for both the front and the back. On my shoulder line, I'm measuring 17 inches and imputing it, and then I'm marking 3 inches for my neck width. Then on the 17 inches mark, I'm coming down by 2 inches, and this would form my shoulder slope, and I'll be connecting that to the 3 inches mark I made for my neck width, like so. Then from my shoulder line, I'll be coming down by 10 inches for my chest line. Then I would rule across my chest line like you see me do. Then I will take the measurement of my dress length. From my shoulder line, I will be measuring my dress length, and the length of my dress is 41.5 inches. So I would mark from the shoulder line to 41.5 inches, and that will be my dress length. I'll also rule across this measurement, and then I'll be measuring out 1.5 inches seam allowance for hemming the dress. I will also take the measurement of my hip. I'll be noting my hip line on the fabric. I'll measure from my shoulder line to my hip line, and my shoulder to hip is 24 inches. So I'll go ahead and measure out 24 inches as you see me do, from the shoulder to the hip line, and I'll also rule across these measurements. Then on my hem line, I will be imputing quarter of my hip measurement plus extra 2 inches allowance, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for side seam allowance. My hip measurement is 44 inches, so quarter of that is 11 inches. On my chest line, I will be coming in by 2 inches, 1 inch for hemming the sleeve and 1 inch for side seam allowance. Then on my hem line, I'll be coming up by 2 inches. Then I will be connecting from my chest line, from the point where I came in by 2 inches to the hem of the dress where I came up by 2 inches. I'll connect with a straight line from the chest line to the hip line, and then I'll use the curved part of my ruler to connect from the hip line to the point I came up by 2 inches. Then I will make a curve at the chest line as you see me do. Then I will go ahead and mark out my neckline. For my neckline, I'll be having a neck width of 3 inches, and for the front neckline I'll be marking out a depth of 3.5 inches, and for the back neckline I'll be taking a depth of 1 inch. Then I would be making a slit in front, and the slit for the front will be 4 inches of length. I'm sorry guys, I did not know that my camera was out of focus. I'll be explaining how we connected from the chest line to the hem line. From the chest line I came in by 2 inches, and then I connected from that point with a straight ruler to the hip line, where I also came in by 2 inches. I used a straight ruler to join these 2 points together. And then at the hemline I came up by 2 inches, and then using the curved part of my ruler I joined that point, the 2 inches I came up by, I connected it as you see me do from there to the hip line. Then I went ahead and cut out my fabric. Then I went ahead to trim out my neckline and my shoulder line. You also take note of where you'll be adding the pocket to the side of the dress. This dress will be having an inner pocket, so from the shoulder line I'll be measuring 18.5 inches, or from the chest line I will be measuring 8.5 inches, and then I'll be making a notch on both the front fabric and on the back fabric together. I'll make a notch to note where I'll be placing my pocket. Then I'll go ahead and cut out the front neckline. Then I will be cutting facing for the back neckline. I would fold a piece of fabric into two and place the back and part to the fabric as you see me do. Then I would trim out the neck and the shoulder on the fabric as you see me do. Then I would measure about 4 inches all round for the facing and connect them together, and that will be the facing for the back neckline. I will also fold a longer piece of fabric into two for the front neckline. I will fold the fabric enough to go beyond the slit I will be making for the front neckline, and I'll also trim out the front neckline on the facing and also the shoulder, and then I'll cut it just the way I did for the back neckline. I'll also make a 4 inches slit on the facing like I did for the front neckline. I also folded a fabric into four and then use that to cut out my inner pocket, as you see me do. Then I'll be attaching my pocket, right side of the pocket facing the right side of the fabric on the places I made notch. I'll also be using the facing to turn the neckline. I ironed interfacing on the facing I cut out. I have turned my neckline. I also top stitched towards the facing part. Then I will be joining the shoulders together. I will join the main fabrics together and then turn one part of the facing towards the back and then use half an inch to join the shoulders. I will also hem the sleeve opening of the dress and then join the sides together using 1 inch seam allowance. I have hemmed my sleeve opening. I've joined the shoulder together. Then I'll be using 1 inch from the chest line. I would sew and join together using 1 inch, but when I get to the pocket I'll be sewing with half an inch and then 1 inch to the hem of the dress. I'll also hem the lower part of the dress with the 1.5 inches hemming allowance I left for it. I have joined everything together. I joined the sides using 1 inch seam allowance. I've attached my pockets. I also hemmed the lower parts of the dress, and that is it for our kimono dress. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit on the notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. Until my next video, bye.